in the executable for the game right
And
now.
I believe we've data mined a bunch on
Is
it.
snowboarding or skateboarding.
Ooh,
There are no ranked mode exclusive items.
We might see the burger suit.
they're hiding
Yeah,
some
yeah.
stuff.
You know, you could run around between all the forts and stuff.
Free roam is gonna be inside Switch Sports Resort.
I don't want to say it's an unfinished game, but I think it's an unfinished game.
Hey guys, Crafty1 here, and as you guys can see, we're doing something a little bit different. I have two awesome people part of the Switch Sports content creation and data mine communities with me, and we're going to be talking about everything Switch Sports. Let's start off with some introductions. First with Peter right in the middle. Sorry.
How you doing today? I'm Master Trainer Peter. Go by Peter. You can call me Peter. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber who generally does fitness video games. So I focus very heavily on like Nintendo Switch and like Ring Fit Adventure is kind of my big one. Fitness boxing, Let's Get Fit and stuff like that. But I count Nintendo Switch Sports as part of the motion control fitness stuff. So yeah, I'm covering quite a lot of it. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and then we also have, I gotta say, like the lead data miner in the Switch Sports community, Wipeout Jack.
I am Wipeout Jack. I just go by Jack. Yeah, I am a data miner, modder, speedrunner sometimes, and I've been so excited for this game, man. I grew up playing Wii games, so Switch Sports is like, I'm looking so forward to it.
Yeah, so I guess we could just go right into the first topic. What got you excited for Switch Sports, and why?
Well, I'll go quickly. Like I just said, I grew up playing the Wii Sports Resort, a little bit of Wii Sports Club, but that one. But so yeah, like I have so much time playing Wii Sports, and Switch Sports is the next in the next in the series. So
Yeah,
of course.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we kind of all played the original Wii Sports and we all kind of fell in love with it. For me,
That's
it
right.
was Wii Sports Resort. I did play a little bit of Wii Sports, but I played a lot of Wii Sports Resort. And then what about you, Peter?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Wii Sports was huge for me back in the day. I take it I'm a bit older than you guys, so yeah. It was huge, and I've got a lot of like fond memories playing with various different mates at different houses and stuff. And Christmas Eve's at a friend's house, we always used to play Wii Golf and bowling as well. So really excited to see them come back into Switch Sports. And yeah, I didn't play a lot of Resort, and I never played Club. So it's going to be quite interesting to play online with these sports. And yeah, with like Chambera and stuff, it's going to be real exciting, exciting.
From what I understand, Wii Sports Club was the only sports game that had online functionality before Switch Sports.
Yeah.
And
But overall, it wasn't that great of a game.
Yeah,
Most will agree. It's
like a subscription service.
Didn't you have to? Yeah, you had to buy the games separately or something like that. I think
$10 a game, except like bowling and boxing were combined. I don't know. It was just a mess.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess we could just go into our first main topic, that being Miis and Sportsmates. I guess the first question is, are you planning to play as a Sportsmates?
Maybe. I don't know. At first, I really, really did not like them, but they've kind of grown on me, so I might consider it.
Yeah, they're a bit generic, I think is a good way of putting it. They're a bit placeholder in a way, but I'm quite excited to see what the customization options are. I think the kind of the variety that we've got around there should be quite good. So I'm definitely going to make a couple of Sportsmates, but I've got a few Miis that I want to see in Switch Sports as well. So it's probably going to be a bit of both.
I think I'm gonna play as a Sportsmates. I don't know, try something new, because I feel like everyone's not giving them a chance because everyone loves the Miis and everything. And there is a charm to Miis, and there is some sort of playful, just charm to them. And I guess Sportsmates are kind of generic looking in that sense. But I don't think we should let them, or I don't know, I don't know how to word this exactly, completely rule them out just yet, because there could be some customization options we don't know about. Yeah, like
exactly.
Go ahead.
Sorry, carry on. I was gonna say, yeah. There's there's definitely such a lot of potential with this. With the Sportsmates, you can do quite a lot. I think they're focused a lot more on the whole body, whereas the Miis were very much based around the face.
Just the face, yeah.
So I think that's where the distinction comes, and probably why they've swapped over to them and stuff like that is based on that. So there might be, new content coming in with all these free updates, new outfits added to rotations and stuff like that. So yeah, we could see some really cool stuff. So I think, yeah, definitely don't discount them yet. Definitely don't discount them yet.
Do you think, I don't know if I should call it hate, but like, do you think this negativity around Sportsmates is warranted?
It's different, so people don't like change. It's the only Wii Sports game to not have Miis as the, main
Yeah.
focus.
And they are
That's
directly advertising this as the sequel to Wii Sports too.
Yeah, it's the next iteration of the Wii Sports series. That's what they said.
So it's very much there's a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of nostalgia coming in, and that's what people want from something like this. They want to be reminded of the good old days with Wii Sports with their families. I think that looks like what they're doing with the advertising in Japan. Like they're really, really focusing on the kind of the family play, and like everyone can play it. You've got the huge age ranges and demographics and stuff. So the fact that the Miis aren't at the forefront of it, I think, is putting people a little bit off because it doesn't quite match up with what they want it to be.
Yeah, and I know Japan is very into fitness, and a lot like Ring Fit Adventure sold really well over there. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to target some sort of market where like, oh, this is a fitness game, but for the whole family to enjoy, including like the elder
100%.
generation. Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I do think Sportsmates do a good job in customization when it comes to, all walks of life, because with Miis, you could kind of make an older me, but it kind of still looks, I don't know, cartoony. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But with these ones, there's a lot of detailed customizations, as we've seen in the preview event. Yeah.
Did you play Miitopia?
I did not.
The Switch one?
No.
Oh, the Miitopia Mii creator is so good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I think that's another thing that's rough people up a little bit, is we've seen really detailed Mii customization. So why can't that be put into Switch Sports? I think is another angle why people are hating on the Sportsmates, because we've seen what they want already. It's just not available here. I think that's
my bad.
No. I was
I was just gonna say it's confusing that Nintendo went to all the effort to make such a detailed character creator, right? And then, like 5 months later, I don't know however long it was, the next Wii Sports game doesn't have that. Like what?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, does it? No.
My personal theories is Miitopia was like a testing to see if Miis could still sell well, and it sold like 3 million copies, but I guess that it might have not been good enough for Nintendo.
For a remake as well, because it was a 3DS game originally, right? So for a remake, that's still pretty impressive. Yeah.
I think it outsold a lot of their other games too. So like, how much better do you want it to do? I don't know.
Yeah. I think they thought maybe Miis could just sell it on its own, and maybe it did, and maybe it didn't. This is all just theories.
Yeah.
But when it comes to customization with Sportsmates, there is something it has a leg up on instead of over the Miis, and that isn't there body types now? There are multiple different body types.
Yes. I can actually send a picture. We know like 12 or 13 of them from the data mines. There's like this squirrel. There's like, actually, I'll find it. Give me a second.
Yeah, just to kind of reiterate what you were kind of saying, I believe you found, I only got to see 10 from one of your recent posts.
10. Yep.
And I know a lot of them are, looking at these, the ones you just sent, there's mecha, there's a shark, and then a lot of them one of them that a lot of people are excited for is the burger. Because I don't know if you guys know the meme of
that's a standout for me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the whole meme. Yeah.
The beef boss meme where like you make the the burger
it's
face.
Popular YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think these are super exciting, especially the ones that we are able to data mine from the playtest.
Yeah.
That's
definitely quite interesting. Like what as far as a body type change goes, and I think that's again another reason why they've lent into Sportsmates over Miis, is because it's the full body, as I said earlier, rather than just the face. And I don't know if the face would have worked too well with the Miis. I don't know. I'm not a game designer, so I don't know how well that sort of thing meshes. But I think that's definitely exciting. These sorts of things, they're probably like high end rewards, I'd imagine, from the online. So
yeah, do you think with these body types we're able to change like facial features? Like with this, we're able the one that we know for sure is a squirrel, but it doesn't look like you're able to change much of it. If that
Oh, you
makes
mean
sense.
change the costume? I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
like change the whole thing
That's a good
entirely.
question.
Yeah, that's a really good
Maybe.
question.
It'd be kind of weird if you couldn't, to be honest, but I don't know.
Did we see glasses on it at one point?
Oh, yeah, we
I
did
don't know
see
if-
glasses, I do believe.
So maybe there's like the external facial customizations
Mhm.
can go on, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd still want it to look like yourself at least a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe the eyes, or like just the eyes and maybe glasses or face coverings is what they called it in the preview event. Yeah, maybe the
I
color
don't know as
too.
well. Yeah, is the color because where are you seeing the pictures and the stuff from the influencer previews and stuff? It looks like there's basically like a separate outfit for each color, and you
Yeah.
can't actually customize the color on there. So do we think it's going to be the same for these special body types? Maybe there's like 4 or 5 different versions of it, but just
maybe.
different colors.
Yeah, it's hard to
That's a good point.
say because
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
speculation right now. Yeah,
With
yeah,
the-
100%. Yeah.
with the stuff we have Datamined, we've only found 10, and you'd think there'd be like subcategories like body type squirrel red, body type squirrel purple, but this is all from the play test too, so it's like
yeah.
we can't even say for sure.
Yeah,
Big
that's fair,
PSA
that's
that
fair.
anything data mined in the playtest could not even be in the final version. This is just a hint of what could be. We have no clue.
And I do find it odd, like all the stuff we have found in the playtest, like why is it in there? And yeah,
I mean, maybe they didn't think people would be as much of a nerd as I am and like
I actually
care
did
about-
one for it.
yeah.
Isn't that what they did with the Pokemon games? I think that like the demos, people managed to data mine most of the. I think was it Gen 6 or Gen 7?
Really?
With the demos
yeah.
that they they got like most of the megas and the new
That sounds about
Pokemon
right.
out of there. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably the same sort of situation. They've left some outlying stuff in
Overall,
there,
they did
but-
a pretty good job of removing like most of the non-Chambara, tennis, bowling stuff, but there's still a decent amount of like, things that don't relate to the playtest in the playtest.
Yeah, and I do
Yeah,
believe
so-
the file size is 0.3 gigabytes.
I think it's 0.8. Am I wrong? Maybe.
Well,
can check.
the difference between the two, because it's
oh.
1.1. Yeah,
Wait, 1.1 is the final version?
yeah, the
Is that what you
final
said?
one. Yeah,
I think it's 1.5, I believe. That's what the
Oh,
UK
okay.
site says.
Hmm.
I can double
It
check.
feels very small. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah,
It's smaller than
1.5.
Clubhouse Games, which is kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I had 50 games in it though.
But-
This has got 6.
true. It's a great game, but
we may be jumping around a little bit on my sheet because when it comes to the file size, I honestly think they might have a system where when you load up the game, you have to download like a tiny packet for whatever they're going to have in the shop, or not shop, in just rotation. And yeah, speaking of like rewards and rotations, how do you think that system is going to work?
that's a good question. So I think all we really know is that once a week the shop is gonna like reset or something like that, and that there's gonna be
Yeah.
some kind of a limited time rewards. But more than that, I'm
saw-
not really sure.
I saw something, and I feel like this might have been in one of the tips that was data mined. That was after 3 weeks they go away for a while.
Oh,
So
Maybe.
I feel like that was in one of the tips. Let me see if I can find
I can
it
check that,
because I like.
I think
Yeah,
I remember.
I'm like, yeah.
Because one of the tips was saying like every there's like 2 different types of items, like a limited time item, and then every 3 weeks something new comes
3
in.
weeks? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But there was 2 different time zones too on the tips. One of them was like every week there's a new item, and then another one was every 3 weeks there's a special item.
Yeah, it says there's a 3-week window to earn a given item. They're only available for a limited time, so don't miss out on something you want.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, that's it.
I swear there was another one where it says something about a 1 week item, and like, you play every weekend to get every single clothing item.
I think the non-limited items are going to be in a weekly rotation, and you'll have like a month to get the limited item. Maybe.
That
And-
could work.
That just makes me wonder, like, so how are we going to know what's in the rotation? Are we supposed to know, or is it just going to be like,
I guess, I don't
oh, look at this?
See, that was something I think I picked up from one of these influencer preview things, or maybe it was from one of the websites, that it's not the same for everyone.
Oh,
I-
really?
I
Oh,
feel like I've
really?
seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
see
know
if
if
I
I
can
like
get the. Yeah, so like, there's not going to be like, hey, like maybe that's the thing. If it's a limited time item, maybe that's the same for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you've got like 3 weeks,
No, it makes
earn the snowman outfit or
Yeah.
whatever, and then for everyone else, it's all the kind of common items. They just rotate kind of randomly based on your game. Maybe it's something like that.
Because we know the way you get, one way you get items, and that's you play and you get points, and then this wheel goes up, and every time you get 100 points, you'd get an item. And I think it's kind of a loot box system, like a free loot box system, where you could just rack up all those gifts and stuff, and then you can redeem them somewhere else. If you could correct me if I'm wrong, if you find anything else.
I don't know.
Because I don't think you get it like right when you hit 100. I think you get like a gift token, and then you go to some other menu, and then you're like, okay, 1 gift token that I just received, and you get 1 random item.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't they theorize you could send points or gifts to people at one point, or is that just me making something up?
I don't think I've seen that, but I mean, it's a theory.
No, maybe I've seen something. Maybe I've seen what someone wants, and I'm like getting confused between all the data myself. My bad.
I mean, sending gifts seems like an interesting idea.
Be cool. Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah. Speaking of like rewards, so we have like multiple different types of customization. We got clothing, sports gear, titles, and body types, if you want to count that one. Do you think all of these are going to be in the system, or is some of them going to be exclusively unlocked in a certain way? Like I've seen.
Oh, continue.
I've seen people talk about titles being only unlocked in achievements.
Oh, really? Oh,
but
that'd be interesting.
I think Wipeout, you said or you've datamized something around 1,500 titles.
Okay, so I don't want to like say anything because I don't think there's gonna be 1,500 titles. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But based on how like the file names are, it says something like there might be 1,500. I don't think that's the case, but there could be.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of 1,500 does seem like a lot. It kind of does seem like a possibility because it's just an easy thing they can. It's not even like a model they have to make or anything. They're just like, hey,
words,
we're adding 100 new titles into the rotation this week, and that could be an issue with the rewards.
Because the way that the titles work, if I'm correct from what I've seen, you've got like there's 2 placeholders, right? You can have like the legend,
exactly,
Crafty type 1, something like that, or you can just have the Crafty type 1, or legend, stuff like that. So is it? Like there's quite a lot of potential there, but like 1,500 does seem like a lot. So they could definitely add it in based on. I mean, obviously, who knows? This is just me. This is speculation of something that I want. Is like seasonal events and stuff. They could add specific titles in for that. Like,
I might have just realized. So the way it works is, and this was in the playtest too, that your title stays the same. Like if you're Russian or whatever, and you're playing, and you have a title in Russian, even in America, people will see your title in Russian. So that 1,500 is probably every single languages, and I just realized that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were able to actually data mine like actual titles, right? Wasn't it something like 180
something?
80?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Something like that.
So yeah, if you think about it, isn't there like 8 different languages that's supported? Just times that by 80, and you get close. I mean, you get higher number than 80.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it reminds me a lot of a lot of stuff of this game reminds me of Animal Crossing and Splatoon, which is coincidentally made by the same people.
Animal Crossing, the same engine too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was a title system in Animal Crossing. I don't know how many titles there were, but it worked the exact same way.
That was true.
17 unique languages, I guess.
Oh, 7. Oh, yeah. So I think 80 times 17, you'd get around 1,000. I'm doing my math right. Yeah, around 1,000. Yeah, but I mean, if these titles are in the reward system, I feel like that's going to be it's going to be cool for the first moments. You get some cool new titles, but then it's going to get old very, very quick.
That's a good point. Collecting 80 separate titles would be kind of like, okay, I get it done now. I just unlocked great.
Yeah. I think
100%.
It's just I can't really I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if titles are going to be in this system. It seems like it could be a really cool thing to do with achievements, because I believe stamps were confirmed, like stamps from Wii Sports Resort.
I'm really curious about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just off one bit from the website. It
Yeah.
says that there are achievements to earn along the way.
That's the only
So
mention.
that's the only mention. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we don't actually have any kind of concrete evidence of how exactly it works.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I'm assuming it works like the stamps in Wii
Mhm.
Sports Resort, but they haven't really specified anything more. Like I don't know if it would be, there's these like point multipliers at the end of the
Yes.
Oh yeah,
end
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
I'll look for those
Like
actually.
those aren't. Are they referencing those as achievements? Maybe like that's an achievement in each match.
I wouldn't
Mm.
put it past Nintendo to do that because that's a Nintendo thing to do. But
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah. And you actually just reminded me, you said the point multipliers, but I think you were talking about like of actions in the game. Like if you score a goal, you get this amount. But there's also point
Yeah.
multipliers on top of
it's true.
like in game. So sometimes bowling can have 1.2 time points. I think that was
Oh
shown.
yeah, there's the golden ball in soccer is like a what's it that gets you two
It's a double
plus
goal.
two
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah, but that was like in
But
the game. But I'm
yes.
talking about like the points as in the reward system points, where you have to collect 100 points, and then you'll get one reward. So I believe
Yeah.
they showed that some sports were able to get 1.2 times points.
Mm.
Do you just kind of going a little off topic? Do you think that this is going to rotate the multiplier for points?
It's not just gonna be the same the entire time. I mean, I wouldn't think so. At least, I don't know how they determine which sport gets 1.2 or which gets 1.5. That's a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like you'd.
You can go ahead.
Yeah. I'm with you. Sorry, I was thinking about like related to the things that you get. Like if it was like for bowling, getting 100 points, 200
yeah.
points, 300
Yeah.
points, whether that was rotating, like how much
Oh
multiplier
yeah.
you get.
Oh,
I
you
was
can.
like, oh wait, no,
I assume they
maybe
stack.
it's
You would.
maybe they
Probably.
promote a specific sport each week.
Mhm.
You know, if you're playing this week,
Maybe.
play more badminton and you get more points. It could be. Or,
Yeah, something like that. Trying to
Like
get people out of their
yeah.
comfort zone to stop playing bowling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did see that the 1.2 times multiplier was because the bowling was a longer sport. So that's what I was kind of asking. I probably should have led with that. Is since
Ah.
it's a longer sport, that's why they give you more, so you get the same amount of points per time.
I
So
forgot about that. But yeah, I do remember that now.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and that brings
interesting.
down. Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. Whether it's whether there's a specific game or specific games that are more efficient if you're trying to get all the points.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That'd be a really
Yeah.
definitely. That could definitely play into it. Whether there's something based around that. Yeah, 100%.
You know, there's going to be those people that try and get every single customization like the first week. So they're going to try and find the most optimal way to farm these points.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, just with the whole point system, do you think there's gonna be another currency? Because this is all seems loot box based where you randomly get a piece of clothing or something. Do you think we're getting another currency where you can choose what clothing item you get so you don't have to keep playing? Which sounds like a bad game design.
Uh, I want to say I saw something in the files that's like once you unlock, enough points to get something, you can like choose between a few items. Maybe. I think, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure.
Yeah. I've never said
I
this
think it'd be quite.
You can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I've never said this in any videos, but with the whole like coin gift thing I was saying where you get to spend one token to open one loot box or whatever loot gift. I was thinking maybe you could just collect 10 and you could choose which one to unlock, but then that's on a whole separate screen, which we haven't seen at all.
Yeah.
They've kind of strayed away from showing most of like the online content, I think.
Yeah.
Which
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're just
Something
trying to
that
keep
kind
it
of worries me as well with relating to online is there seems to be. So they seem to how do I put this? Like they seem to reference the points being an online thing only.
Yes.
So unlocking the outfits seems to be referenced as something that you only do if you're connected to the internet. So with regards to another currency, I mean, surely we'd know about this by now if it was, but maybe there's something like an offline currency and an online currency.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a differentiation between that, and with the offline stuff you could choose, because it would be a bit weird to lock all of the customization options just online.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, basically, yeah. Here's. I mean, this is going to sound expensive to you guys, but in Australia, the game is $70. $70 physically, but that's
physically.
just, you know, kind of, you know, how the exchange rates go. But
Yeah.
so it's you got to pay $70, but then you've got to pay another 30 to get online for the year in order to actually access any of the customization options. Would feel a little bit rough. So I don't know how that's going to work. Whether or not we are going to see any any offline customizations. I really hope so. I really hope so. But they haven't really referenced it.
There's the whole aspect of like, this is supposed to be a family game, and there's totally going to be, you know, families that get it and don't sweat online. Are you going to say they can't customize it all? Then they can't wear their, you know, silly hamburger outfit?
Yeah.
That'd be sad.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's already been shown. I don't quote me on this, but in like the influencer preview event, they were only playing on local, and local is like, you know, completely only sports is from what I saw.
I believe so, yeah.
But I believe I was watching all the videos, and one of them just hits the local menu, and it goes straight to this, like the sports select screen. So you don't even get to pick a character. But from what I believe, if it works like in the playtest, when you click the online, you would click the player you're playing as, and then you would pick the sport.
I think the difference is online, you immediately choose a character. Local, you choose the sport that it says who's playing. And you can,
well, that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
And then
I was going to say, it could be like what they do in Ring Fit Adventure, where if you're doing quick play, you don't get to choose your character. Like, even though you get to assign the exercise time to your account, you don't get to choose to play as your character. You're just assigned a generic version of the Ring Fit trainee. So yeah, it could be but that's right if you're doing local, because then you could, with local, theoretically you could play single player, right? You could play against CPU opponents. So yeah.
I mean, they definitely didn't forget about local. They ain't just like, oh, this is online but worse, because they're clearly advertising this as a game you could play with your family. There's even 4 players split screen. So yeah, but from what I've seen, this could just be all from the preview and trailers. You're only allowed to use the official gear too, so you might just choose a generic looking Mii that that might just be into the local play.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of customization, is there any like gear you guys want to see? Because we know somewhat how the clothing system works, and that there is a set, and then that set kind of correlates to some sports gear. Is there
That's a good question.
any like
I'd like to see like seasonal and like event gear.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they would do this, but like
holidays and stuff.
like like holidays, you could get holiday ones, and you could get again, this is just me really dreaming. You know, they could do like collaboration things, like, you know how like Tetris 99 has all of those special like unlockable
I was thinking
things
about
that
this,
you get for a weekend. Yeah, like you could have, you know, whenever Breath of the Wild comes out, you could have Breath of the Wild themed gear for a week.
That's what
you could have like so many like Nintendo properties cross over with it. That would be a really smart way of creating engagement for the game and for promoting their own games within their own games. So yeah, that would be really cool. I'd love to see something like that. But aside from that, I just want to see weird stuff. Like I just want to see weird outfits. Yeah.
I love the hamburger.
Yeah, exactly. The more creative, the better. So yeah.
It also kind of reminds me of Splatoon. I've said this before, but in another video I've done, I said something like they could do a sports fest type deal where like they have a week themed to something. And it could be like, you know, cake versus pie, or it could be, you kind of just gave me this idea, just something themed where it's just, this week is Legend of Zelda week. In the rewards, you could get Link's cap or, you know, Zelda's dress or something like that.
Who would win, Link versus Ganondorf? And then everyone teams up. It's like, right, that would be awesome if they did something like that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be, because it's kind of like too similar to Splatoon, but I really hope they do some sort of crossover event, like what you were saying.
Mm.
Because I definitely see it being more like Tetris 99 than Splatoon when it comes to like week events. One of the clothing sets I want to see, someone mentioned it in my comment section, is they called it like the familiar set, and it's supposed to be based off of, you know, Wii Sports Resorts
Oh,
costumes.
really?
In
I
Wii
didn't see
Sports.
that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that. And you would get like, you know, the Chambara stick would look like the what's the Wii Sports
Swordplay.
yeah, sword play in
Yeah,
Wii
yeah.
Sports Resort. I think that'd be
Would
And
you
you
super.
have like no arms? Would you have like little ball hands?
It removes your arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought that would be super cool
Yeah.
if that was
Any
a thing.
throwbacks
yeah.
to the original games would be very, very appreciated. That'd be sick.
100%. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. That'd be really good. And like considering the way that they're advertising, it does kind of lean on the fact that it's the
Nostalgia
new entry in
based
Wii
game,
Sports.
yeah.
It's the nostalgia aspect is something they should lean into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually just like talking about this game came to mind. Do you think there's going to be a rarity system, like ultra rare clothing item or
Oh.
common clothing item?
Mm.
Of course, it'd be
Maybe.
called something different. Because honestly, we've only seen 10 body types. Do you think these body types are just going to be like rare and then just normal clothing is just going to be common? Or do you think it's just going to be like artificial, like the community decides what's rare and what's not?
I think would you in that scenario would you, let's say it's loot box based, you earn your 100 points, you get your token, you use it, and you unlock a random thing from, let's say there's 10 options that there are and they're based in rarity. Do you think it would be a case of the rarity is kind of all at the start, so there's a 5% chance that you would get this one, but then
Yeah, like
at the end, if you know it's a 20% chance of getting one of them, that's great, but could you unlock multiples of the same thing?
Yeah, duplicates.
So, yeah,
no,
would
no,
you get
no.
duplicates, and would you do anything like that? But
I'd hate that, to be honest.
same, yeah, that would be a really rough system. So hopefully it's a case of like maybe it's difficult to get at the start. You're not likely to get it at the start, but if you unlock enough tokens, you play enough, eventually you will be able to get it because there'll be no other options left.
Yeah. It kind of just exhausts all your options out until you get that one thing.
Something I'm kind of curious about is like, to our knowledge, there is no ranking system, or there is no rarity. They're all like, you know, equally like, oh, you just get a random costume. But I know at the very least there's one title that's actually like skill based, and I think you might have mentioned it earlier. If you get an A rank in every single sport, you get like the legend rank. That's like the only unlockable I actually know of. I hope there's a lot like that. I think it'd be really cool if like you could just get, you know, you do something in game, you get an actual relating outfit or title or whatever.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything equipment based, right? Like as in how you unlock the equipment.
Oh, we haven't seen anything like that. No. We've seen equipment. We just haven't seen how you unlock it. We did see like a snippet with that ninja set they showed in the trailer, because the Miis, or not the Miis, the Sportsmates were using a blue sword, which is different. So it could be you unlock a set and then you unlock one gear correlating to that set.
Yeah, maybe that's what the set is. The set is your clothing options as well as corresponding equipment.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it.
But we've seen multiple different sports have the same set, if that makes sense. Like the Japanese translated dream set, that's what I've been calling it, because it's like it's just Japanese for dream. They have a volleyball, a tennis racket, and then I think that was it. Those two were shown.
Yeah.
So do you think all the gear is going to be separate? Is it going to be all just like you unlocked all of this gear?
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a really good question. Maybe.
I can see them doing that for sure.
Because we haven't actually seen in that menu. We see there's a little button for it. So maybe you click it and then it, you know, highlights each sport, and then you could choose what you want for that one.
Yeah.
And there's also gear that doesn't seem to have any like sets or like clothing correlating to it, because there's like the wooden badminton and wooden sword. So yeah, I don't know how they would do that in clothing wise.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, maybe.
It might just be that like when you unlock an item, or like when you unlock, instead of unlocking like, oh, I got the wooden badminton racket, you instead unlock the wooden badminton racket, the wooden tennis racket, the wooden sword, all of the above, you know, instead of like one.
Yeah. It could be, yeah.
But that makes me think, what are they going to put in this reward system? Besides, they have the cool stuff, and then they're probably going to overload it with stamps, or not stamps as in the emotes.
That's true.
Yeah, because the emotes are called stamps, I believe. I mean, even
It's
in
confusing.
all.
It is, yeah.
And then the titles as well are the only things I could think of that it could be in there.
I feel like it's gonna be a situation where like you finally got enough points to rewards or redeem something. It's like, oh, it's just another title, or it's just another stamp.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it's overrun with just stamps and titles, that's gonna be kind of lame. I want some more costumes, some more outfits, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some pretty cool stuff we've seen, costumes that is. And then I like the wooden set and the sports gear. I just wonder how hard it is to get what I want.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And then I think I already kind of touched on it. How do you think they'll announce new stuff? Because they said we're getting stuff rotating in. Do you think there's just going to be like silent, or do you think it's going to be on their Twitter? Does Switch Sports even have a Twitter account?
It's just Nintendo, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, you can go ahead.
If the idea of the data packet, being downloaded every time you open the game, or maybe you open the game for that week, if it's individual based, you download your little data packet, and that kind of determines what you've got in your rotation. Maybe they would put an announcement up the first time you turn it on that week to say, hey, things have rotated, check it out.
That'd be cool.
Maybe there's just
Has
like a
Nintendo
little
done something like that before though?
All I'm thinking of is their mobile games, because they did do that for Dragalia's Lost, their mobile RPG, where I think it's every 2 weeks you download a data packet, and then you get an announcement popping up on screen. They'd be like, hey, we got new stuff in the shop, this and that. But then
they do it for Pokemon Masters as well.
Yeah.
Something like that. So.
But then it kind of feels like a mobile game. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Maybe not.
At least there's no microtransactions to our knowledge.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know if I'm just used to battle passes. Do you think there's going to be a free battle pass or a paid battle? I hate it if they do paid.
I think we would have seen it by now, but if it's free, I wouldn't be opposed to it, because it's not horrible.
Yeah, if it's free, it's not the worst thing in the world at all, but like, would they then down the line be like, you could get even better rewards?
Yeah, better battle
pass. $5 a
really hope that I really hope that they stay away from monetizing this game further. I really hope, I'll be up for paid DLC depending on what it is.
Yeah, I'd buy anything.
But yeah, like as in from the perspective of microtransactions or anything like that in a game, I really hope they keep away from it. Yeah.
I guess we could go on to DLC. So if there was paid DLC, would you get it?
Regardless of what it is, I'm getting it. Unfortunately, I'm a Nintendo simp. I'm gonna get it.
Me too.
Yeah, probably same.
Yeah. As much I'm probably gonna be playing this on stream. If there's something new coming out, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, it's the life of a content creator, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, for other sports that we know of, we have golf that's free. Yes. And I believe we've data mined a bunch on it. Am I correct?
Oh, golf? We have a little bit of information. So, and this is getting actually, I'll wait. I'll save that. But we know, like, from what we know, there's only going to be the 21 holes from Resort, which is just the Wii Sports 9 holes, plus the Resort 9 holes, plus the 3-hole special course from Resort, which would be massively disappointing, considering there's no Lakeside 9 holes, and there's no new 9 holes, which is a Wii Sports tradition, is to open a new 9 hole in the new game.
Yeah. Do you think this should have been at launch? Golf, yeah. It sounds like it's unfinished, to be honest.
Oh no, it is. There's no reason it would be delayed if it wasn't unfinished.
Yeah. But like, it sounds like if they're just gonna release with these holes that are only from Resorts, and they didn't even add new ones, it sounds like the game should have been delayed, not just the golf itself.
Probably.
Maybe they should have. Again, kind of personal bias here. I kind of would have preferred to have golf than badminton or tennis.
Yeah.
I think tennis you can't really get away with not having, but badminton especially, like, it does sound like kind of my fears have been kind of assuaged because I thought that they were going to control very similarly, but it sounds like there is actually a bit of differentiation between them, which is really nice.
I've heard that too.
But it would have been really cool to have golf at launch rather than one of the newer ones,
Definitely.
in my own opinion. But you know, like just complete bias on my part. But especially, you know, if golf isn't finished, then that, you know, definitely get why they've put it as free DLC later. But yeah, just disappointing that I didn't realize it was just going to be the stuff from Resort. I mean, hopefully that can change down the line. Maybe they're just attached to anything.
We're still 6 months out. They could change it.
Oh yeah, and this is again all from the play test too. It's not even the final game.
Well, exactly. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see what's in the final game.
I just realized we haven't even talked about any of the sports. Did you guys play the play test?
Oh yeah, 4 out of 5 I played.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of the sports that you did play? The Chambara, bowling, and was that it? Tennis, yes.
Yeah. So my personal favorite was tennis. I thought Chambara was fun. Bowling was fun, but I'm kind of bad at it. So
yeah, I know. So to be honest, I only got to play one playtest. I only got to play one round, and that was in Chambara. And I thoroughly enjoyed Chambara, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy bowling. It looks like it's way more sensitive, and you know, there's actual. Not saying skill wasn't a part of it, but you know, it was actually found out that bowling was kind of random in Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. So it sounds like this one actually has, you know, skills, and you could repeat the same throws.
And if some speedrunners,
I
tend to disagree with you on that one.
I tried my old, you know, Wii bowling technique for like when it came into the survival bowling. I was like, straight for a strike, and I was like, oh wait, no, it's more sensitive. Oh no,
it's way more
no.
Yeah, which is really cool. Like, you know, that does, like, I'm looking forward to actually having that kind of more skill-based element, because at the end, Wii bowling for me was just like, it's a bit easy.
We have found out consistent setups for Wii Sports, Resort, Club. You can get a strike every time if you want.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's going to take us to find one for Switch Sports, because it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I only played in one of the play tests because it was time zone wise. They were mostly like during the night for me, or like really late at night. So I was like, yay. But yeah, I got to play the first one, and apart from all the loading errors, because it was just riddled with
that was
people,
weird.
you know, everyone was trying to get on, which is understandable. Like, we were super excited.
Oh, it's a play test.
I thought that they all. Yeah, exactly. I'm really glad that they've done it. I'm really glad that they've done a playtest, because imagine that on launch.
Yeah, that would have been
not good.
Yeah.
Like, I think there is probably, you know, we're likely to see server issues at launch. I just kind of feel that, like, it's an inevitability of life nowadays. But hopefully it's not going to be too bad anyway. But yeah, I thought they handled really fun. I really liked Chambara. Really enjoyed Chambara.
Yeah. I think Chambara is going to have a lot of skill aspects to it. Like, I mean, right now we're just kind of waving our arms. And again, as the game kind of goes on, I think everyone's going to have their own strategies, and there's going to be rebuttals to those strategies. And then
which of the swords are you guys using?
I only did the single one, but I've seen there's like the twin blade, and I'm really interested. Charged one.
Yeah, the twin and the charged.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing more of the twin. Because I just like the little flip he does. Like, somersault. That's just really cool.
One funny thought just came into my head. Do you think there's going to be esports tournaments on Switch Sports?
I hope so. Dear God, I hope so.
That'd be so good.
Just sports and sports.
So good.
I know, like, Nintendo of America, every like month or so, they tweet out, this is the next official Mario Kart tournament. I would love for them to do that with Switch Sports. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. That would be
maybe
really cool.
Exclusive items for winners? Question mark? I don't know. Probably not. But
or I mean, do what they do in like League of Legends and Valorant, where you have like during the finals, everyone gets, you know, a certain little 2022 final championship. Or what they did in Splatoon.
You could do what they do in like, this just reminds me with Pokemon, because, you know, the international challenges that they do for Pokemon, like for the VGC, if you with certain ones, if you enter it, you get a special like prize Pokemon.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of really cool event ones back in the day, and they've just done a run of 3 where you get the shiny Galarian birds.
Yep.
Which is really cool. I missed 2 of them.
Yeah.
I went in too late. I got Zapdos, and he was the one that I wanted, so I didn't really care. But like just a participation award for people who've played a few matches would be really cool. And then you could have like winners based things. Maybe they get like a bunch of tokens, or they do the gold points, don't they, for stuff. So
Yeah.
But anything to kind of galvanize the competitive side of it and keep people engaged would be really cool.
Yeah, because I think people have said that like there are no ranked mode exclusive items, is what I've heard.
Oh
and that
yeah, I
sounds,
did hear about that.
I don't know if I like that. I know I don't like that. That's kind of. What's the reward for playing? Is it just like, wow, I'm rank A?
Wow, I'm better than you. Yeah, it's just bragging rights.
Didn't even Mario Maker 2 have like a few costumes, like rank S, you got this costume? I guess we're not having that in sports.
Yeah, well, don't a lot of games have like non-ranked? Like in Splatoon, you don't get any ranked exclusive stuff. It's just
maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never played Splatoon.
Yeah,
I think if they're going for a more casual audience, then they may avoid that because they
good point
want FOMO. But then also, if they're doing rotations of items that disappear after 3 weeks, they're already leaning into FOMO. So
from what I've heard, it's like the ranked mode is like the Pro League, and that's like a separate thing from just regular online. We don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I don't know.
Do we know
it's nice that you got to earn it as well?
Yeah. Do we know that there's like a count level? Because normally how ranked goes is you have to play casual for like, X amount of time so you get to like level 20, and then you're able to play competitive or ranked.
I don't think we know the requirement to get into the Pro League, but there's a pop-up and I'll show you. It's this. It's
so
like,
there is a requirement.
Look at this. Yeah. You can't play immediately. You have to do something.
Oh, certified pro.
You've clearly got talent and now can compete in the Pro League. How do I
have a certain amount of wins, or
it might be like GSP in Smash Bros, where you play a certain amount and you get a score. And then
maybe
that would suck though, because it's only like top 5% of players get to be inside this Pro League or in.
I think they'd make it more inclusive than that, probably.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Speaking about the sports, there is a lot of, we have, the 3 net-based sports. Do you have any thoughts on that? Tennis, badminton, and volleyball. Do you wish there was more variety?
I definitely wish there was more variety, although I think volleyball is like, you shouldn't really include that. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But I will say badminton, tennis, they're different. They're definitely different, but they're obviously very similar too. I'm glad it's a thing that exists, but I would also have liked, baseball, boxing, whatever, anything else.
Yeah, especially boxing.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to see boxing ever again, because I think in Wii Sports Club, they even changed the rating of the game to add boxing.
Club boxing is the most disgusting thing.
Yeah, and it was so bad as is.
But they've got, I think what's frustrating, you've got ARM-based combat sort of games, and you've got boxing style games like you've got ARMS. I didn't actually mean but actually ARMS is the perfect example there. But also stuff that I've covered myself is, although it's more of a rhythm based sort of thing, you've got like fitness boxing and Knockout Home Fitness, which are boxing based games using the Joy-Cons in your hands as motion controls and stuff. So there was I think it's the first fitness boxing game. There was a multiplayer mode where you essentially had like health bars, and the better you did against people, you were one person was blocking, one person was attacking. So they've already got that sort of style of gameplay in there. So it's not something that's out of the realm of possibility for the Switch to do. So it's a bit of a shame we're not seeing that transfer over here. But if they had to increase the rating of the game, I guess.
That's the only reason I think they didn't add it, was just because the whole age rating thing.
What's Club's rating? Do you know? Is it E10 plus or something?
Well, it was E for everyone, but then when if I remember this right, if you want to buy the subscription for boxing, it says this has a new age rating, and it gives you the new age rating. It's rated T for teen.
Okay, that's interesting. I think Switch Sports is like E10 plus right now, so they might not want to change that.
Yeah, because I think you would have to make it teen if it's
Club actually teen? That would shock me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I wonder how DLC works with this is something completely different. Just DLC with games, because you're buying something that's a different rating than the game that already is. So it could be a DLC thing. We're like, oh, the game isn't teen if you don't buy the DLC.
Yeah, maybe that could be an option for them for paid DLC. Like you've got to pay the extra to get the the higher rated content. I don't know. Yeah,
if they do pay DLC, I think boxing could be one of those, because since it's just a beloved sport.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of other sports, I believe we've data mined, or we didn't really data mine. We found 2 other ones, if you want to.
So it's dodgeball and basketball, and I love basketball. I played in real life. Resort was great. But another PSA. So I mentioned earlier, in the executable for the game right now, and like golf is months from release. There's still 50 references for golf. 50.
Yeah.
There is not a single reference of either of those games. The only place in the entire game is this one file that it could have been like they thought about it for a split second, wrote it down. We're like, nah, never mind, and scratched it out. I hate that, but there's really not much to go off of.
It makes the most sense though. Like I'm thinking dodgeball in the sense of motion controls. Like you could like dash left by moving both of your hands, and you do like a dodge roll or something. And you could do like 3-on-3s or 5v5s or even like 10v10s. I just don't know how it would work mechanically, but it seems like a very fun motion control-esque game.
Yeah.
And then basketball is awesome. Go ahead. Yeah,
exactly. Like if you, as long as they make the motion controls pretty varied and, make them work as well. It's going to be, there's such a wide variety of different sports that we could see, which is really cool. Like, dodgeball would definitely be a really, really interesting one to do. Yeah. Same, like kind of the dodging aspect, like it could be a really high energy active game, which would be really cool. Basketball as well would be really fun. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, I really hope that we are going to see more. I really hope that we're going to see more from that in the full game, or, more references, or just any of it, in the future, because they're definitely good ideas. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've got to start saying 100%. If someone can count how many times I've said that, that'd be really embarrassing.
Someone's gonna be in the comments section.
I've said it so many times. I'm like, oh no. I just realized I'm like, I'm becoming really self-conscious about it. Anyway.
You're good.
Yeah, like there's so many other games that they could put in as well. Like, yeah.
I mean, we have like the boat docking area as well. That could be like water sports. True. And then there's the rumored baseball court that I think is right now it's supposed to be a park, but with an update, they could just go boom.
It's such a weird shape. I mean, like, it's a baseball field. It is the shape of a baseball
field. It just looks like one,
Yeah, and that was one of the original sports as well from Wii Sports, right?
Yeah, I know, which was so odd.
Yeah, so it definitely lends itself to in the future having that sort of thing there. Like, the arena's already there, but I don't even know what else it would be. Exactly. I thought at one point it was a running track, because like my typically un-American self, I'm just like running.
Running would be cool.
But also that's mainly because that's a sport that I want to see in the game. Like,
I want to see some sort of jogging, running.
Exactly, like had that.
Ring Fit had it with the leg strap, and you could just jog. I love that, because you're just running in this like environment, and it looks super cool.
Exactly, and it would be a really interesting sort of thing, that like a way of expanding Spoko Square without them. Hopefully they put in free roam, but we can
we'll get to that. We'll
get to that. But like, you could run around between all of the courts and stuff, and like you could take shortcuts across the tennis court while people are playing, and it'd be really interesting, like kind of avoiding tennis balls being thrown at you, strafing left and right, avoiding things. Like, there's a lot that they could do with running, in my opinion, and it would use the leg strap technology, which they're already implementing for the game with soccer. So yeah, I really hope that we see something like that, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that soccer plays, like that new mode with the leg strap. It looks like you're going to be running on the spot, maybe, and then using the ball
with the leg controls.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's only for the shootout mode, which you're stationary, but they're adding functionality for the versus mode.
Yeah, that's the one that I was meaning. Yeah, so they're adding that. That's the first update, right?
I didn't really think about actually running. Yeah,
I figured that's what.
Well,
Yeah.
if the
Yeah, I think
Joy-Con's on
that's
your
cool.
leg, you have to run, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
There's no other way.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, because you can't.
You
Oh,
could have
that's gonna be
one
so
Joy-Con on the leg,
weird.
one in your hand, maybe? I don't know. Like, what if you use one
Yeah.
Joy-Con to, like, move around and the other one to kick? That'd be kind of scuffed, but, like...
Would that be that'd be really interesting because also if you were running like, like kind of the swing of your arms as you're going, like are you
Yeah.
accidentally gonna like start kicking if it's motion based with the one in your
What's the
hand?
difference
Just
between
like
a
you
run
kind
and a
of like
kick? A
Oh,
run
yeah,
and a
I
kick
know.
are the same
What's
motion.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That maybe
Yeah.
that's why they're taking so long to make it, because they need to fine tune the system in which
Yeah.
they're
Unless you're
using.
running around using the control stick in your
Yeah.
hand to run on the pitch, and then
That's
you're
what I'm
just
saying,
using.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
I still
maybe
think
that, 'cause then
they
you feel-
have a bunch of technology for it, because they're able to recognize so many different exercises when in Wii Fit,
Yeah.
or not Wii Fit, Ring Fit. Yeah.
Maybe, man.
Speaking of
I
the,
still think...
oh,
I was
go
just gonna say,
ahead.
I think it's odd that, like, they have advertised this one certain control scheme for soccer. They have an entire update dedicated to it when I don't think anyone really cares. Like, I don't want to be mean, but it's just this one really obscure thing that there's an entire update for it, and I don't think people are gonna even use it that much.
I think they kind of
think-
just pigeonholed themselves. Wii Sports was bundled with the Wii. Wii Sports Resort was bundled with a Wii Motion Plus, and then I think Wii Sports Club was digital only. Is that right?
It was a physical release, but it's pretty rare.
So,
Yeah,
I
and
have it,
then
though, of course.
I think they're just like, we have to bundle it with something because it's not going to sell either way, because they think the reason people bought it was for a bundle. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I think they're just getting rid of stock, to be honest.
That's a decent idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Ring Fit sold so much, and it was out of stock everywhere for ages. Like especially at the start of 2020.
Yeah.
That was just so difficult to get Ring Fit.
Yeah,
Like
I remember that.
so difficult. So I don't know whether or not it's to do with getting rid
Stock.
of excess stock of the leg strap, because I think you can buy it separately, right?
Yeah, you could buy
So
it
you
separately
can
for
buy separate ones.
$20
$10.
or
I think it's 10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. It comes with Ring Fit already, or if you like, kind of the Bandai Namco did Family Trainer or Active Life Outdoor Challenge, one of the two. It was the same game in different names in different places.
Yeah.
So and that came with a leg strap, and then you've got Let's Get Fit coming out in.
Isn't that a Target
couple
exclusive?
Of weeks. Yeah. It's a Target exclusive. Yes.
Weird.
Yeah. And that new one's coming with not only a leg strap but an arm strap as well, which is its own separate thing.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay,
but
interesting.
apart from that, those are the only 3 games apart from this one that use the leg strap, as far as I'm aware. So maybe it's just like they've got this thing and they want to try and get people using it more.
Yeah.
I
don't
will
know.
say both uses of it just seem kind of shoehorned in, because like I said, that it's just a control scheme for the soccer game, and then the extra soccer mode that it just feels kind of like it's there, like it didn't need to be there, but they kind of put it there for let's use
It's
the
one
leg.
of those. Yeah, it feels like one of those. It feels like a real gimmick. It's a real gimmicky one. Like, hey, look, you can actually kick the ball. Oh wow, that's amazing. Oh my god, wow. And people,
Real motion.
Look. Unfortunately, I reckon people are going to play it like once, twice, and they're going to be like, okay, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not going to play this ever again.
As far as we know, there's only 5
trained.
different goals, and like that's gonna give you 5 minutes of content, and you're done.
I honestly,
And there's a whole leg strap for that. Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, it does seem like it is a gimmick, but I mean, we all said the Wii was a gimmick back when the Wii was a thing, and then look how big
That's
it is
fair
now.
point. That's fair point.
But like the Wii remote can do so much more things than just kick and walk.
The Wii remote does everything.
Yeah.
For this game, at least the leg con or whatever it's called.
Leg.
At least until summer, you're paying $10 more so you can do the kicking mode. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to think the production cost of these leg straps are like $1 at most, to be honest. So yeah, they're making profit.
Are you guys gonna get the physical version?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not. I really wanted to, but I've got a couple of reasons why. And you know how there's the pre-order bonuses, like
we can
there's
talk
the
about
steel water bottle. There's some really. I really like them personally. Like I think they're really nice. Like there's a couple of different water bottles depending on what country you're in. There's a wristband.
Yeah. It's like a fitness band, I believe. It was like a
that thing looks so cheap.
Yeah. It looks like one of those charity bands, like the, you know.
Oh yeah, the
like
silicone one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
there was that, and then there was a tote bag as well, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it's really interesting. Each region kind of got its own thing, which I mean, maybe it's that's how it usually works, but I thought they kind of like recycled the same things. Like Europe got the plastic water bottle and the wristband. Canada got 2 different bags. America got the metal bottle from Walmart.
Yeah.
And then like Korea, I think Korea had the most ones, which is weird.
Australia got nothing.
Oh, really?
And that's why I'm not getting it physically, because I don't get anything extra with it, and I've got like
sad.
3 or 4 leg straps anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't need it, and also it means that I don't have to make it like a hour's trip in to go specifically buy it. I can just download it. I can have it at midnight, and then I can just go. So that's what? Look at that.
That's one of the Korean ones. They got a thick boy. Wow, and
that's a weight.
What the heck?
Yeah,
It's just like
you just load that up.
a gallon water, or like the 5-gallon containers you used for those.
Wow, is that like just a sports
towel? I think that's the Korean water bottle.
Yeah, I mean the towels.
So
I would
nice.
totally. I think I am gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it both digitally and physically because I need to play it the day of. But I also want to get the water bottle and
Same.
I want to have a physical unboxing because I also collect Nintendo games, just the casing and stuff. But like I have so much of those steel water bottles because Nintendo uses the same thing over and over and again. Yeah, because I got one from the old Nintendo's summer play thing they did back when the 2DS was still a thing.
Whole collection.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there was I forgot where I got the other one. It was like a Splatoon oriented one. I don't know how I got it, but it's the same exact bottle with just a different sticker decal.
Similarly, I think the UK Nintendo kind of like the plastic water bottle they got. I'm pretty sure they did the exact same thing with Super Rush and maybe other ones. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
I'm just excited because the box for the physical edition is different. It's not just a normal box.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's definitely. Yeah, it's the same sort of bottle as Super Rush. Absolutely, yeah. It's the one for Switch Sports. But yeah, that's another thing we were mentioning earlier about how they're kind of leaning into the more active gameplay. They're definitely hinting at that with the pre-order bonuses. Like you've got your gym bag, you've got your sports towel, you've got your water bottles of various sizes. They're definitely leaning into it being a more active game. So it's quite interesting. Like the different, maybe that's another reason why they put that kicking mode in is because it does make it a more active challenge for a little bit. So
can you think of any other ways they can incorporate the leg strap?
That's a good question.
Yes, I've got a few ideas. I actually, so fun facts. It sounds like a shameless plug, but I actually released a video this morning about like some different sports I wanted to see in the game, and I was kind of theorizing about different ways that you could use the leg strap as well. So, the leg strap you could use, and this one's based off of one of the mini games in Active Life Outdoor Challenge, and that is snowboarding or skateboarding.
Ooh.
Cool.
So you could basically, with the leg strap, you're standing side on. So when you jump in game or when you jump in real life, you jump in game, and then you use the other Joy-Con to maneuver yourself around. Okay. That could be a really interesting one because then that's using the leg strap for something different.
Yeah, it's not
like
just
kind of basing the whole thing around there. Yeah. Or you could do that.
Curiosity, do you actually jump in that game? Like, do you physically jump?
Yes, you
That's interesting because like I remember like in the Wii days, maybe it was because it was the balance board. They always said don't actually jump, just like raise your heels, and then in game it'll.
The issue with jumping, I see though, is because they're trying to cater toward everyone, like elderly included. That's the only issue I see with jumping.
Creates an accessibility problem.
Yeah,
if it
same
is
with kicking though, kind of.
Same with kicking though. I mean, I don't see a lot of people wanting to actually kick. I mean, even in the preview events, some people like had their shoes flying at the TVs.
The IGN.
The IGN one.
I didn't like that review personally, but
yeah, that was something. We're gonna definitely see a lot of those types of videos.
Oh yeah, the return.
Oh, yeah.
They're, like 2010 YouTube. There was always like
Yeah.
dad throws Wii remote into TV. Now it's kid throws Joy-Con into TV.
Yeah.
Evolution.
No one's
Pretty
gonna
sure there was
use-
already one going around. Hey.
Yeah, that quite a
Yeah, I
few.
feel like I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's definitely like one of those. It's definitely one of those interesting gimmicks that can be used more. But I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't want to see too many people break their TVs, but also I kind of want to see a montage video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see like the try not to laugh, the Switch Sports edition.
I'm down.
People kicking and slipping over as well. That could be a new one. Yeah, we could see some really interesting injuries.
One sport I do want to see with the leg strap, not really sport, just jogging, like walking some sort. I guess
I think we kind of covered that earlier, but Wii Fit. So I think you were saying that in Ring Fit you could kind of like walk around the mode or walk around the world freely and just like explore kind of thing, right?
Well, it's on a track.
It's on a track.
Yeah.
Okay. Wii Fit, that was like a thing. It was on Woohoo Island, just like Wii Sports Resort. There was like an unlimited walking mode. You could just jog around.
Yeah.
And
it
People
was
love
so
that. I
right,
love
wasn't
that. That was great. Because it's like it's free. Okay, it's not free roam, but it's free roam.
So I guess we could just hop right into that topic. Do you think
2 words.
free roam is gonna be inside Switch Sports Resort or
Switch
Switch
Sports
Sports?
Switch Sports
Switch
Club.
Sports
Switch Sports Club.
Let's get back to Switch Sports Resort when we talk about paid DLC again later.
Okay.
But yes, but free roam. Oh,
I don't think it's happening. I'm sorry. I really don't. I would love it. But
Same.
Ever since today, because today's Monday when we're recording this, I don't think we're gonna get it at launch. At least.
it just seems like a weird feature to put in an update, personally. But
yeah, it could be paid DLC, but it just feels so scummy to do that.
I don't think they would do that. I think that's the kind of thing where it's like, if it's not at launch, it's probably not going to be in the game. Unfortunately.
It's not going to be at launch because why would they do an overview trailer of everything in the game and avoid talking about free roam? That's just not something that they would, from a marketing point of view, like that just makes literally no sense. But I really hope it's in. I think there's a lot of cool things it could do. It really kind of, you've got this amazing little world that they're building. They're really building something fun, especially like looking through the Datamine tips and stuff, like all the stuff about don't feed the cat. And come into the cafe and stuff. I'm like, I want to feed the cat, or I want to pet the cat as well.
There are some really specific tips that are like, actually, there's a pic. I don't know if you've seen this. There's a picture of the cat in the playtest. It's great.
No
you can
way.
See
Is that?
Yeah. I'll find it.
But
I love that the cat's
speaking
real.
of like the data mine, there's so much stuff though. Like, didn't we find models on Spocko, like the main area or the middle, the center area? What is it called? Spocko Center?
Park Center, I think.
Park Center, yeah.
Oh, that brings me back to there's the train station. What is the train station?
Oh, there is a train station, and there's like
I just don't get it.
There
are 2 named locations.
Train stations for. Yeah, because there's there's like a schedule for it, right? Or was that the bus?
There is a train station and bus. The bus is
here's the cat lore.
Seems to be just in the background, and the train station has way more stuff correlating to it than the bus.
Do we think that there's going to be like an intro video to the game? You know how like
Smash Bros.
Was
like Smash Bros. Or like Pokemon. You've got this little intro video that shows you some stuff. Do you think maybe it's relating to that? Like the train, like you get off the train and you're in Spoko Square and you're walking around, and then maybe you go into that square and you see all of the stuff made. That I don't know. This is kind of just an idea, but like I don't know if maybe parts of the, again, I'm not a game dev, not exactly sure how this works, but if we found parts of that location, maybe it's relating to, maybe it's done in the in-game engine.
That is a good point, because it could be like the original, if they want to do a callback to Wii Sports Resort, because Wii Sports Resort had the like press A and B to start the game.
Yeah.
And it was like a little panoramic of Woohoo Island, and that was 3D modeled. So
when you started Resort for the first time, it was like a kind of a cutscene thing.
You would jump out.
You were in the plane, you skydived, and then it said Wii Sports Resort, and you had Woohoo. So iconic. But if they did something like that with Spoko Square, that'd be great.
The only issue I see with that is because we haven't seen any other screen besides that first screen where it says online, local, or whatever the third section is.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we haven't seen
But
any like title screen, then
the
I
thing
don't
is,
know.
that's the kind of thing that I think they wouldn't market. Like that's just like you start the game, you see it. And
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen a final build of the game yet. Like the preview one, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure was just a preview build, not for marketing and stuff, or not for
Yeah.
retail release.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they did plan free roam at one point. I could
If
see
they-
with the kind of the assets and stuff that the stuff that's been data mined and kind of the references. I wonder if at one point was an idea and maybe they cut it due to time restraints. I don't know.
Oh yeah, if they're not including golf on launch,
Yeah.
they had to. I feel like there has to be more stuff they had to postpone due to time constraints, COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but there's so much still because we've seen those textures for those signs. There's ATOZ Mall, which
A to Z mall, yeah.
yeah, A to Z. Oh,
You
AT.
just realized that?
I just realized that.
ATOZ.
Well, the way it's shown in the texture is capital A. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I got you.
yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
ATOZ mall.
But still, it's like, what's the mall? Well,
I feel like there's the potential for it to be like such a in-depth game, but like maybe all this is literally just world building and like that would suck.
Yeah,
but then
like I like kind of the lore and stuff, but yeah, that would
it's too much lore.
I want to see. I want to be able to see more. Yeah, I want to be able to go see more and be able to roam around and see the cats.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see the picture of the cat?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Resort had the plane game. It had a what's it called, Island Flyover.
Yeah, Island Flyover.
And that had 80 eye points and 3 different daytimes. And every time you changed the daytime, it would have a new fact. So there were like 240 separate pieces of information about the world. Like that's just great. We love that. And there are the tips, I guess, which kind of are in that direction. But if that's it,
I have a theory. We have already announced that we're getting a fall update. But what about
golf, right?
a summer? Yes, golf.
Summer, I think summer update is just the leg strap in socket, right?
I thought they just said that it's gonna be a couple months after release. They didn't say it's this is the summer one.
I think they said that. I can recheck.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and fact check me. But because
I will fact check.
E3 is in a couple months. They could just do like in E3 Switch Sports.
Quote unquote
E3.
Okay. E3's dead.
E3 direct.
I'm so I love E3. I'm gonna cry.
Let's do it.
It's supposed to go. But the E3 Direct or just July Direct Nintendo.
I got you.
Yeah. They could just be like, Switch Sports is getting another update, and then maybe shadow drop it.
I totally see that happening.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what they did with if you guys watched or followed Super Rush, Mario Golf Super Rush.
It is yes.
Pretty much every direct there was like, and the next 2 courses are being released. The only difference between this and Super Rush though is in the Super Rush like reveal trailer, they were like, this game will continue to receive free updates, and we didn't really get that.
We just got golf.
There will be a summer update with the Joy-Con thing, the leg con, whatever, and there will be a fall update with golf. That's all they said. They didn't say there won't be any more updates, but they didn't say there will be more updates.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to give too much of the roadmap away, or maybe they don't want to. I guess there could be like if they were like, hey, we've got this sport coming, and then we've got another 2 sports. People might be like, oh, it's an unfinished game. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
Which maybe they're trying to avoid that. I can definitely see them as long as they market it and they keep driving engagement with people and getting people playing the game. I could definitely see them doing updates for a couple of years. There's a lot of potential for this game.
Maybe they haven't fully committed. Maybe they're like, if the game sells well, we'll give updates.
I mean, we've seen.
Do you know what team's developing this? Do you know which of the because Nintendo's got like a bunch of teams, right?
They have different teams. It can't be the Splatoon team, which has made Animal Crossing and Splatoon because they're working on Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3. I was wondering whether it's the Ring Fit team because Ring
Yeah,
Fit
good
hasn't
point.
received an update since 2020.
Yeah.
I
We
remember that
were,
update.
you know, we really wanted, like, obviously being a Ring Fit YouTuber, really wanted a Ring Fit sequel or anything like that. Or just anything. We all
Yeah.
been hoping for something, and we haven't been able to see really haven't seen anything. So I was wondering whether what that team was doing, whether they were working on a sequel, and then there was a whole thing with one of the Japanese Q&A. The investor Q&As where they were like, we have nothing to say on the future of Ring Fit at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, that wasn't a no.
That wasn't a no.
So I was like, but then Switch Sports suddenly comes out, and I'm like, it's motion control based. It's it's an internal Nintendo team. I wonder if it's the Ring Fit team, because they've got a lot of experience behind using motion controls, and it would explain what they've been doing instead of doing a Ring Fit sequel.
That's a good point, actually. The Ring Fit team haven't really been working on anything that we know of. If it isn't Switch Sports, so that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being that team, but I don't know enough about the internal development teams or if there's any references anywhere about it. But
it says it's developed by Nintendo EPD, but the issue is it says Nintendo EPD is developed like every Nintendo. It's like Metroid Dread, WarioWare, like
it's just
Splatoon.
Nintendo internal.
It's just Nintendo, yeah.
I part of me thinks maybe the Splatoon team had a little bit of help with it because they've been knocking it out of the park. They've had back-to-back bangers. And I think
they have.
It's either that or they're taking heavy inspiration. Nintendo's like, well, this system works, so let's just use that system in our new game, because they have, brands like in-universe brands, in-universe customization. The title system from Animal Crossing, and then apparently the Sportsmates were inspired by Animal Crossing characters.
Did they say that?
I forgot where I heard it from. But
say it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They look pretty similar,
sense.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was reminded a lot of, I don't know if you guys played or saw Ninjala, but the Ninjala characters looked a lot like the Sportsmates.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
There's that I'm not going to call it a Wii Sports knockoff because someone in my Twitch chat gets mad at me whenever I call it that. Vacation Go, I think.
Oh, Go Vacation.
Go Vacation, yeah.
That's existed for a while, and I think it is just a Wii Sports knockoff kind of thing. Around when the Wii was like super prevalent and an active console, there was Deca Sports, Go Vacation. There were so many companies trying to make Wii Sports.
There's a Switch version of Go Vacation too.
I think it's just a port though, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think so. You've got Instant Sports. There's like there's Instant Sports is getting a sequel or something this month. No, wait, it's April. It's coming out in May.
In May. This month they'd have a tough time.
That's
yeah. It looks very similar to that sort of Wii Sports knockoff concept.
Yeah, and then there's I just found this Sports Party. Yay!
Sports Party.
Yeah.
All these games that are.
I think there's a demo for that one.
Oh, interesting question. Do you guys think Switch Sports is gonna have a demo? Trial kind of thing?
Oh, you know what?
Kirby did.
I think so. But
you think so?
I think it'll be actually that'll be tough because what would you lock behind the demo wall?
That's a good point.
Because if you
do just single player or just the local options for
what?
Yeah, maybe you just do local options for the ones that were in the playtest.
I mean, but you can argue that's a lot of content if you think about it.
They could pull a club. They could say you have 24 hours to play the offline mode. If you like it.
I want that back from the 3DS. You have 30 attempts to play this game, and that is it. And the 3DS had that system.
I was going to say Wii Sports Club, when you download it for the first time, you have 24 hours. You can play whatever you want. Then after that 24 hours,
you have to buy it.
You can buy the game.
That's interesting. That'd be a indirect callback if you want to call it that.
I wouldn't like it, but actually I wouldn't care. It's fine.
I mean, I'm going to buy the game either way. So
if
it gets more people to play
it could be a decent way of incentivizing people to actually play it. Like, you've played for 24 hours. I hope you had a good time. Here's the link to the eShop, guys. Buy, spend.
Yeah,
yes. Give me all of your gold Nintendo points. Yes. It could be something like that, which would be interesting. I think if they were going to do that, they'd need to release it in the next couple of days from now, right?
I think it would be after launch, like they did with Metroid Dread.
They did it with Clubhouse too, I'm pretty sure. Clubhouse
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
That's the way I was thinking. I don't think it would be before launch, especially this late.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to get another trailer?
I think
mean,
we're gonna get one more. Yeah.
Like a information, like we learn new things. I don't think so, personally.
Oh,
No.
I think we're just gonna get like a second gameplay trailer because that's what I think they always do 2 before the actual launch. Well, they have the launch
reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Launch trailer. That's it.
Yeah.
They've done the reveal trailer. They've done the overview. They'll do a launch trailer, I reckon.
Yeah, they did the
but I don't
gameplay
think-
and then they'll do
that's
a
true.
launch. Yeah.
I think maybe the only new information, personally, I think if they're going to do it, I don't think we're going to get any more information apart from like different customization options. Like we
Exactly,
might see
Mm-hmm.
we might see the burger suit.
If we see the burger, I'd be so excited.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
A part of me
I
hopes
could see them doing that.
they're hiding
Yeah,
some
yeah.
stuff. I mean, a part of me inside wants just them to be completely hiding free roam and be, whoa,
Yeah,
it's actually here.
Totally. There's actually 18 more sports. They just haven't advertised it. You know?
I was like, wait, what? But
Every sport you can think of.
yeah,
Matt is back, the champion.
yeah, but
Did you guys see the commercial where they had Matt, but it was like fake Matt? It was weird.
Yeah,
like the Mii mat or
Good
like
reference.
the
Oh yeah,
Matt?
they had the Mii Matt.
Oh, I did see like the Twitter. I thought it was a Twitter post where it was the Mii mat.
Oh, you're right. It was.
And
Actually,
then-
there was a commercial with it too.
There was a commercial with Matt, but it was just the stereotypical blonde sportsmate character. I guess.
I think there was like a YouTube ad that had the Mii Matt in it.
Yeah.
I believe, but
I think
Whatever.
so. Yeah.
Do you guys think they're gonna have Mii computer players like the Mii? Or like, I don't know what that trailer entailed. If it was just a character, a guy, or an extra player pretending to be Matt in that.
yeah.
Because I believe it was a screenshot, not a video. Yeah. Or do you think
I-
they're just gonna have
Hold on.
sports mates that are the same-
Fortunately,
I
well,
think
okay. I
they'll
guess
probably just be the sports mates.
Yeah.
this doesn't confirm, I guess, but I think there's no Mii option. Unfortunately, I would have loved if you could have the original, because it's really really odd. The names of the sports mates are the
Mhm.
exact same names of the ones from the Wii games. So it's
Ah.
just weird that they're keeping the names, but like the sports mates have no resemblance to them whatsoever. They made Matt white. I don't know.
A part of me thinks it's just for marketing. Like if they overload you with all these different characters, they're gonna be like, oh, this is like, I don't know, like because we need some recognizable faces, and we arguably have one for each sport. You have, the green color associated with tennis, orange for volleyball, and stuff like that, and the characters associated with each of them. I
The
think,
sports mates characters.
yeah, the sportsmates characters and all
Oh,
the
yeah, I know what
advertising.
you're talking about. The pink-haired girl with badminton.
Yeah,
stuff
with
like that.
badminton, everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm crossing my fingers that we get sports mates versions of the Miis with the names.
I don't. I would love that, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it will happen, but that would be really cool.
That would be cool,
that would be
yeah.
really awesome. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
could just be-
100%. I wonder if they'll like because if all the ranked stuff is done online, then it's going to be against people and not against CPU. But I wonder if in the local modes or single player modes that you can change CPU difficulty.
that's
can.
And then
right.
would that? Yeah. Okay.
I
Cool.
think
So
we
maybe
know
there's
of-
a different set of.
Oh, wait, what's the names? I think it's normal, hard, and powerhouse is what it's called. The three CPUs.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, Powerhouse.
Oh,
I'm sure
that's
about
great.
that one.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's a
Huh.
great name.
Well, that's cool.
So maybe there's different sports mates attached to each one.
Mhm.
I think there are. Yes, I think there's like a set for that are good. I think that each sports mate has its own skill levels. Actually, like I assumed it was
Yeah.
just going to be the same stats, but just the body gets switched out. But
Mm.
I think that each sports mate is like a certain skill level or whatever.
I mean, how they did that in any of the Wii U franchises with like Wii Party, and there was one more, which just all the Wii Play, I think.
Wii Sports Club.
Yeah, if you could randomize your computer, so you could pick a certain Mii to go against, and each difficulty, like there was a beginner, normal, expert, and master.
It's Wii Party, yeah. The Wii Party and Wii Party, you did that.
Yeah, they have their own Miis associated with each rank. So master, you're only able to find Matt in master and stuff like that.
And then like in Resort and the original Wii Sports, like each Mii was like, if you go into table tennis, this Mii is level 700 XP. This Mii is like 1,000 XP. And then there's like the champions. Like Matt was the champion of boxing and sword play, and I love that because it's like it gives each character their own personality, almost kind of thing.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, this person's designated his whole career to this one sport. Yeah. That is a good point that you did bring up, that they probably just didn't even think about having computer players, because the way you're climbing rank is online. And
It's an online focused game. It really is.
Yeah, it really. I mean, you could play, locally.
Oh, you can, but
yeah, but and yeah, we've already talked about this before.
$20 per year.
Yeah, customization probably won't be a part of local. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucked though.
It would suck.
But okay, do you guys think if you earn something online, can you use it offline?
I think it'd be a very convoluted way. So you make your profile in the online mode, and then we've already
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
We've already established that you play locally, you select a sport, then you select the profile. And then that profile will just be whatever costume, or not costume, clothing
Loaded from online.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that would be the way that they would go. If they've got it linked to your profile rather than you choosing your character in local and choosing your outfit before you play. Yeah.
Going back to the other or updates / other sports, do you think we're gonna get more modes?
Like we have modes per game.
Yeah, I know we found a few in the playtest. Is that right?
I don't like in the files.
Yeah, didn't we find like one for bowling, like the new challenge bowling or whatever it was called?
Oh yeah, but that's been like advertised and stuff.
Well, yeah, that did get advertised. Do you think we're gonna find one for Chambara or stuff like that?
Well, like in Resort, like the sword play, it had 3 modes actually. It had the duel mode, which is what's in Switch Sports. Then it had like the fruit cutting mode, if you remember that. Then it had and everyone loved this, the showdown mode.
Oh yeah, where you have to just walk across again.
That was I love that mode. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because it's kind of I don't want to say it's an unfinished game, but I think it's an unfinished game.
Yeah. I think they're leaning more toward the professional. Like, not professional, but I guess you could say less character. So there isn't going to be no 100-pin bowling or the fruit cutting mode.
That's a series first. Every other game had 100-pin bowling. This one doesn't.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if that gets added as a later mode. Like, I think at launch we've seen what we've seen, and I don't think we're going to get anything extra.
I agree. Yeah.
Than what we know. But I would really like to see 100-pin bowling back, or like the showdown mode. I think you could do some. I mean, with volleyball, you could do some kind of interesting stuff with like maybe avoiding obstacles, or like half the court. You can only use half the courts and stuff like that. Or I don't know, like kind of other sort of challenge modes.
I don't know if you guys played either Wii Sports or Wii Sports Club, but there's like the training mode.
Yeah, the training mode.
There's mini games basically with like, do this or do that. It's just like, little obstacles, whatever.
It's to hone just the certain movement. Like for tennis, you just practice swinging your arm.
Yeah. It's both practice and like, I think they're all like high score based games.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Something like that. It wouldn't require much development. Like I think 100-pin they could make in like a week or something. I don't know. That would be pretty easy to make. I could see them totally doing like an update where it's like, we've added 100-pin bowling. Sure.
I think that though because if you think about it, you have the online section, the local section. To play 100-pin bowling, would you only be able to play that in the local tab?
Probably.
Yeah.
Do we know if you can play special bowling online?
Oh, that's a good point.
A really good point.
Because
I don't know.
I think special bowling could work like regular bowling online, because regular bowling online is just you bowl and you compare scores. Yeah. So maybe it's just the same way. It's like you bowl and you compare scores online with just a small lobby of people.
I mean, but in a similar way, you could probably just do that with 100-pin bowling too.
Yeah. Yeah, but the lanes are so large.
Yeah, that is a good point. I don't know how you'd like see. You probably wouldn't be able to see the other players on screen if you were doing that.
You know, it'd be interesting if it's like 1,000 or even 10,000 pin bowling, and everyone's on the same lane, and you're all just taking shots at this
Oh, I see.
massive bowling thing and try and chip it down.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is possibility for other modes. Do I think we're gonna get him at launch? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think we are. You did find out that the game was what, 5 gigs? Let me look at
So it's weird. There's a lot going on. The playtest was, I think, 0.8 gigs, 800 megabytes. Then the Japanese and UK site, or European site, they both say about 1.5 gigs, 1.5 gigs. But the American site, like the entire time, has been 3 gigs, and that's 100% more. That's double the content.
Yeah.
I don't know if like NOA is just being lazy and they haven't updated it, but like we're getting close to release. I wouldn't think they wouldn't update it for that long.
Well, if you preloaded it already, you downloaded the whole 3 gigs.
True. Oh, is it 3 gigs?
Well, if that's on the American, because you've downloaded whatever it says.
Australian site
Probably
has it at 1.49.
Yeah, the European ones all have it around 1.5 gigs.
Yeah.
Have you guys
actually really
preloaded it yet?
So I pre-ordered it through Nintendo, and because of like a lawsuit, you're not allowed to download it until a week out. So there's
yes, yeah.
So if you like bought a digital code, then you can download it. But if you pre-ordered it, you can't yet.
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm really curious how big the game is for those who have downloaded it actually, because I'm gonna guess 1.5 gigs, but
yeah, I would guess because if every other thing says it.
My maybe little theory thing is maybe 3 gigs is the game's final file size, like after golf, after
like final free update file size. You think?
I have no clue, but that's just like.
Yeah.
Do you think golf? I mean, okay, golf does have a lot of models.
Yeah.
Golf has a lot. It's 21 models. Maybe more than 21, but
oh yeah, these are all fully realized environments too, where you could you hit a ball.
Buildings. They have full golf courses.
Yeah, because with
I
golf,
could see it being a decently sized update.
Yeah, same. It'd be an interesting one. Yeah, like having that having that final planned file size advertised already though, which is that's a really weird case.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah,
and as for golf,
really interesting.
I think that is like maybe not even like in development really, because the one video we've seen, I'm certain that's just an animation.
Well, it's the same video we've seen for everything every time. We got golf.
Yeah,
the same video.
If you listen to the sound effect they make for when you hit the ball, it's like it is not final anywhere near final. It is totally just animation. Yeah. They're not. I was just gonna say they haven't shown like anything new from it except that one hole.
Yeah, it definitely just seems like an animation. I'm just kind of cleaning up any topics we did miss. Do you think there's going to be an NSO app? Because we need more Nintendo Switch Online stuff.
You mean NSO app?
So like Splatoon has an app with customization, and
is it a dedicated app?
It's a dedicated app, but you have to
go and you download the Splatoon 2 app.
Well, you have to download Nintendo Switch Online app, and then on that app has other apps that you could click.
Yeah, I know there's an NSO app.
Yeah.
Coincidentally,
what can you? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah. Maybe like I could see them like you can change your sportsmate's outfit from the app. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe you could see what.
I wonder if you could.
Go ahead.
I think we might be. I think we might be going to say the same sort of thing. Like we could see our own pro ratings for each sport and compare it with our friends, like online leaderboard.
You could see your own rating, and then you could see what sports are like 1.5 time, 1.2 time.
What's in the weekly store? What's in the monthly store?
I think because we haven't really figured out a way how they'll show what's in the rotation at all. So maybe that'll be like you could check your phone. You'd be like, oh, okay, this is what I could earn this week.
The Splatoon have a rotation thing?
Yeah, the Splatoon has its own shop, so you can order stuff on the Splatoon app and get it sent to the game.
That's mad. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do they have like an announcement thing when you start the game saying these are the new items, these are the new?
In Splatoon, no, but they have stores though, and the stores have them on their little display case. So I'm like, this game it's weird, and I can't wait to finally play it and realize and have it all connect and like, oh, that's how this is working.
There are so many little
same.
that are, when I finally play, it'll be like, that's okay, finally.
Yeah. And then going back to free roam where we found the stuff about the buses and the train station. What do you guys think that's about?
That's a good question.
I honestly
had a theory about the. Sorry, go ahead.
I honestly think that if this could be, if it isn't free roam, it's just a way to go to a separate menu that's gonna have more sports. Because we have no room left on the current screen for sports, so maybe there'd be a small little train button. You hit the button, and then it would go to a different screen, which would be more sports.
Yeah.
But
this is kind of going back into the DLC kind of thing. But where do you guys think the golf icon's gonna be?
Oh yeah,
like
in a separate screen.
The golf. Do we think the golf is going to be? Because the golf could theoretically be on a few islands, right? So maybe that's what the whole thing, the boats are for. Is like you get your little boat and you travel to the island, and that's where golf is. So
online, we actually have on the menu, we have the random button on the bottom right, but on the top right,
there's nothing.
There's nothing there. That's probably what golf is going to be.
Let me see if I can find the picture. Someone showed me a really good picture. You know, like the building in the top right now with the little umbrella kind of thing is going on. They were the red and yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this one picture, I think it's from the Japanese site, of golf. And that, like, pretty much exact building can be seen in the background. It's like, okay, so maybe that's where you click on golf and it takes you off.
Yeah.
I'll try to find the picture.
Interesting.
They did confirm that. They said, I think in the trailer, they said that golf is going to be on a different island. They said that it's not located in Spocko Square.
Did they?
Yeah, in the trailer, I believe so. Like when they said golf, it's like, and located somewhere outside of Spocko Square is golf. Yeah.
So I think that looks pretty similar to like the building, especially the red and yellow canopy things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I can see that.
That looks honestly like a training mode. Like a golf training, like how there's what are those? I have to be honest, I've never played golf. It's when you literally just hit balls on a big field.
Oh, like a shooting range?
Yeah,
a driving range.
Oh, driving. I said
shooting range.
Driving range.
I could totally see him doing a high score based golfing game where you're just at one point trying to aim the ball in a certain direction to certain little circles, and if you land it in that circle, you get like a point, kind of like skee ball. But with golf.
Yeah, like the Wii Sports had a training mode kind of like that. It was like a big target and then an open lake, and you would have to hit it and get the 100-point mark or whatever.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? I do have one more topic, but before we go on to that.
Real quick.
I think if they were going to do paid DLC, just I vaguely mentioned it earlier, they were going to do paid DLC, I really hope that they don't just do separate sports for it. I hope that they do like a bundle of sports, i.e. Woohoo Island. Just
imagine
sorry.
Island.
Yeah. Take the you pay for you get like I don't know 4 or 5 sports in there or something.
I can see that.
Link it to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack as well. Make that more value for money for those who aren't playing Animal Crossing or Mario Kart. And yeah, like something like that. I think that would be good as a paid DLC. I don't know if I'd begrudge it, like just doing a separate, especially since they're releasing golf as a free sport, a free DLC. Doing a single sport paid might be a little bit. If they've already done one for free, why aren't they doing this one? Sort of thing.
You actually gave me an idea. You know how we have the Fighters Pass with Super Smash Bros. What if they do a Sports Pass and you have they announce, hey, we're doing 5 new sports for Switch Sports Resort or Switch Sports.
Sports Resort.
And if you want to buy this pass, you get all of them for $20 or something.
Interesting.
That's kind of what Club did, to be honest.
Yeah.
You could buy each one individually or as a bundle.
Yeah, so yeah, with the Fighters Pass, you could buy each character individually, or you could buy them cheaper as, the pass, but you don't know what sports or what characters were coming out. So I think I could see that being a thing. After golf is announced or released, they're probably going to be like, "Hey, here's what's in store for the game."
Hope there's something in store because there's also the possibility that there's just nothing and it's dead after golf. I'd be so sad.
That's true. That would be very disappointing.
Mhm.
That would be very disappointing. Yeah.
Maybe it's a hot take, but I think $40 or especially 50 for 6 or 7 sports, it's kind of on the edge of not worth it. But
Yeah, I mean, even in Australia, it's $70.
Yeah.
I don't know how they convert. Is it? Do you know how much it's converted to USD?
No, but I can find out. Because
I mean-
was doing this for a client the other day.
51, it looks like. Which
I
is
think
it? Was it
so-
70 for the bundle?
Yeah, 70 for the physical bundle. So if you wanted to do digitally, it's $54. So yeah, 70 Australian dollars is
It's actually
about
a bit cheaper for you guys.
Yeah, it's about.
I think the $40 is worth it digitally, but the like a $50-$60 game, I think is then teetering on the edge of this game is a little too small for the price.
This is a little news tidbit I don't think many people know about. I think this is like one of the first, or maybe the first, physical release for Brazil in like a long time. But I
Oh,
heard
wow.
it's like 70 USD, which is like that's kind of hefty for this game.
Yeah.
$70.
I know
Yeah.
production and shipping costs are still
Right.
pretty high due to the current world events, so that's probably
Yeah,
why.
current world events.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of Switch Sports, do you guys think what do you guys think of the future? Do you think it'll sell well on launch?
That's a good question. On launch, man, I feel like Nintendo just making a Wii Sports game was like gonna sell really well, but
Yeah.
they've done just a few things, and it like kind of what's the word?
The marketing is
Mucky the
weird.
waters.
Yeah.
It's like the sports mate. I don't get the sports mates. You have Miis, they're popular. Why go out of your way to make something that takes more effort? It's gonna be less popular than the Miis. Like I don't think there's a
Mhm.
universe where the Miis would do worse than the sports mates, personally.
No, I agree with that. I think that the sports mates are being used specifically because they're leaning heavier into full body outfits, full body customization. I think that's why they've lent into that. And if they in a world where you buy skins for like Fortnite, for Roblox,
Yeah.
you have skin based customization.
Mhm.
I think that's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like they're leaning heavier towards.
Mhm.
So I think that's why they've gone for the sports mates, but they've not done a really great job of showing off too many
Yeah.
outfits and showing, hey, here's the crazy things that you can do with it. Like all they've shown is, hey, it's a squirrel. Look at the squirrel.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
I also
Or,
personally think they probably could have done the same thing with Miis if they tried hard enough.
I mean, they have the
think
same
so, too.
character model, and from what we know
Yeah,
of, it's the same customization.
I think you're
actually,
right.
I
Yeah.
think Miis are more customizable from what I've seen. Like facially, at least facially.
Oh yeah,
Like there's
facial.
more. There's more eye settings or whatever.
I honestly think they're
So-
just trying to get away from Miis. It's the embodiment of the Wii era, and half of that era was pretty bad for Nintendo. And they're trying to market
Yeah.
themselves as this new sleeker brand. And I think with these characters, yes, they don't have as much charm as Mii's, but they look sleek, they look clean.
I would have been 100% on board that Nintendo's just trying to get rid of the Miis, except for the fact that Miitopia exists.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Why,
Yeah.
why port Miitopia if you're gonna, kill off the Miis again for the second time?
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's an interesting thing that they've kind of hole they dug for themselves, because these are not as relevant anymore.
Mhm.
It's not called the Switch. They haven't done
Yeah.
done too much. Like there's an internal Mii creator, but like it's not been used heavily in any games apart from Miitopia,
Yeah,
really.
apart from Utopia.
Maybe.
But
Oh, you can continue. Sorry.
oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm not sure where exactly development for Switch Sports began, but maybe they were too far into development by the time. Like they didn't know if Miitopia was gonna sell well enough, so they're like, it's gotta go with
Yeah.
Sports Mates.
Mhm. I think Miitopia was to base hype around Miis, which is a really weird way of putting it, just because I mean Nintendo's done this a lot of times. They release a game to see if that sells well, and then they'll go full force. I believe that's what Metroid Dread was for, just to see how well Samus will sell, and it sold really well. So we're gonna see more
Nintendo,
Metroid based stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the game will sell well. It's because I think their marketing, they're not doing a great message of conveying that it is the sequel to Wii Sports. They're not doing the best at that, but they are showing that it is a fun, family-friendly game, which people are looking for. They've got their Wiis, they've got their Switches. They've probably still got their Wiis, but they have got their Switches. They, same. And they want something to play with the family, or they want something they can invite their friends over for. I think there's definitely. I think as long as they lean a bit harder into that and they do well with their promotion over the next couple of weeks, I don't see it selling badly.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it will top their previous efforts.
Top the charts. I mean, like
it sold pretty well, right?
Oh yeah, it sold phenomenally well for what it was. I
thought so, yeah. So this is capturing that market, and also because Ring Fit didn't have a multiplayer mode, did it?
No.
So you get the fitness people and like the family casual gamers. The combination of that, exactly. I'm doing that with my hands right now.
Yeah, that's right. With Ring Fit, I mean, look, you can't understate the effect that the pandemic had on Ring Fit. Like the fact that they released a fitness game and then suddenly no one was allowed to go to the gym anymore was just the perfect storm for them. But
New Horizons too.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like communicate with your friends through video games. It was, it's almost as if they planned the pandemic. Conspiracy theory. No.
To back that up, a major factor of this is you can play locally with friends, right? And that's right as COVID's kind of dying
right as
down.
everyone wants to hang out again.
Listen, Nintendo, you might be controlling. Okay, no more conspiracy theories. No more conspiracy theories.
But yeah, no, they. This is the thing that they've got a local player party game that is reminiscent of what people used to play in the past. It's something. It's got the adult appeal. It's got the kids appeal.
Yeah.
I think that this is gonna. I think it's definitely got a lot of stuff that can work for them. So I don't think it's gonna sell badly. Not at all. As long as they do their job right over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, the game is in a market, again, with the fitness market, but also the only game I feel like that can replace this is 1-2 Switch.
I was thinking the exact same thing, and 1-2 Switch is just not.
Maybe Clubhouse games, but again, Clubhouse games
I was thinking the same thing.
1 to 2 players.
The issue is with Clubhouse. Yeah, you're right. It's most of the games are 1 to 2 players, and also it's like you're gonna invite the boys over and play chess.
Yes, I was gonna play chess.
Riichi Mahjong, like this is more of a casual, or like it. Everyone likes tennis, everyone likes bowling, whatever. I don't think you're gonna get the same thing with checkers and Ludo.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, you would buy Clubhouse games just for bowling because bowling was in Clubhouse.
So many people did that. Like they're like, oh, there's tanks from Wii Play, there's the shooting from Wii Play, and there's bowling from Wii Sports. I'm gonna pay $50 just for those 3 games.
That was it. The tanks was the big selling point that I remember about it. Like get the boys round, a few beers, play tanks. Like that was that was it. And there was another one. I was like Hanafuda or something like that.
Oh yeah,
like
Hanafuda.
Yeah. Clubhouse meant to be quite a good one. Yeah.
So do you guys think this is going to be more of an ARMS type situation, or judging, we think it's more going to be a Splatoon type situation where it'll sell pretty well or really well and then get maybe a sequel?
I was wondering, like, if it sells well, are we seeing, Switch Play, Switch Music, Switch Chess,
Oh, you know what?
etc.?
Yeah, I could see Switch Music being a thing.
I mean, I'm a huge Wii series fan, so I'd love to see some sequels, but
Yeah.
that's only assuming the game does well.
I definitely think
I don't know whether or not. Yeah.
This game's
Go
gonna
on.
get supported for at least 2 years. I mean, again, it all depends on the initial sales, which I think is going to go through the roof. Yeah.
I think if they're gonna do like the packet style download for costumes, maybe it'll be supported for a year or two. But I don't know. Like I could totally see them. All the costumes are in the base game. The soccer update comes out. Golf comes out. There you go. That's Switch Sports. That's it. We're done.
Yeah, we do have to connect to online, so it might not even be the packet. They could just be all costumes, and then the game itself connects to the server, and then the server tells you unlock this piece of code, and so on and so forth. Which is, I mean, good for data miners. They could just mine it all and find everything.
Yeah, exactly. Day one, I'll have all the costumes, all the power.
Yeah. Yeah, but anything else you guys want to say about Switch Sports?
Man, it was fun. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
I really hope it handles well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the online works, and just I'm just really looking forward to giving it a go.
I'm being rank A in every single game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Oh, definitely.
Same. I want the legend.
Yeah, I want the legend title. Just legend, Crafty type
Who wants to race for the first legend in Switch Sports?
I'm gonna be playing.
Road to Legend. There we go.
I already requested 3 days off.
I can see it.
48-hour stream. Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, I'm taking April 29th off. I'm going to Switch Sports for 24 hours. Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I've got the weekend for content creation entirely. But if either of you fancy a few rounds, a few matches, I'd definitely be up for some competitive.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be
Mini
awesome.
tidbit. Just want to fit in the end. Something I don't think is publicly available knowledge. There will be a credits you can unlock, like a staff role. I don't think that's been said anywhere, but
Okay. Maybe after you beat, I don't think they lock it behind legend rank.
it's unlockable. I know that. It's like I think there's like 3 unlockables. It's pro status, legend rank, and the staff role.
Huh. Okay.
So finding the staff role would be really interesting to answer that question we had earlier about which development team it was, because we could match up names from.
I'm sure we'll have all the information and stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys want to shout out any of your socials, Master Trainer Peter?
Yeah. So you can find me on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter, which is, if you want to do that, it's mainly me ranting about Pokemon Go and Digimon Survive as well. I'm really excited that that's finally got a release date. But yeah, that's find me on YouTube. That's where I do most of my stuff.
And all of his links will be down in the description below. What about you, Wipeout Jack?
Same cases. I have a YouTube trying to get like 1K subs would be cool. I'll be posting a lot of Switch Sports stuff, I'm sure. I have a Twitter. I post about data mining sometimes, food other times. I don't know. Follow me if you want or not.
Yeah, and then again, everything will be in the description below for these guys. And for me as well, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe. I'm doing a lot more Switch Sports content. And live streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/CraftyType1. And yeah, we should do a post Switch Sports discussion maybe, if the comments, if people like this video enough.
Talk about our feelings. And
see. So if people want to see it, let's do it. All right. But I'm Crafty Type 1, and these are Master Trainer Peter and Wipeout Jack. And we will see you next time. Adios.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.